Hi, Edexcel English B. 10 mistakes many students make. Mistake 1. They don't go over the whole paper once before they start answering the questions. Students should read the whole paper once. It will just take a minute or two, but this will give the student some idea what the whole paper is. Especially section A and section B are related. It's a thematic paper. So once the students have kept in mind what the whole paper is about, when they come to the following questions, following sections, section B, section C, they perform better. Mistake 2. They don't read one passage at a time. Section A comprises 2 passages. 40 marks are offered. So what students should do is read one passage and then answer question 1, 2, 3. Then they should read passage 2 and answer question 4, 5, 6. And then the 7th question is comparison. Many students don't do that. They read both the passages together and then they underperform in the question answers. Mistake 3. They don't time the section wisely. Yes, section A has 40% marks, so it deserves a little bit more time than section B and C, which have 30% and 30% marks consecutively. But what students do sometimes, they overspend time in section A. A good student that I taught spent 1 hour 40 minutes here, and then he was left with less than half time for 60% marks, and he had to write 2 long answers. The result was a disaster. So students should use 1 hour and 10 minutes to 1 hour and 15 minutes to finish section A. They must train how to do that. If they spend more time, then they won't be doing justice to their 2 following sections. Mistake 4. They don't answer how in questions 3 and 6. This is very important because question 3 and question 6 together contains 20% of the marks, 10 marks each. And typically the question asks how the writer present a character, present a scenery, present a situation. The key word is how. But oftentimes we find answers where the student has summarized the passage, which is they have written what, not how. They score very poorly. Mistake 5. They haven't learned the linguistic and structural devices that writers of nonfiction use. This is related to mistake 4. Students, before they go for the exam, should teach themselves well about the how question answer. The how means when the writers write, they use certain linguistic and structural devices. Linguistic devices, for example, simile, metaphor, inversion. Structural devices like taking a title and then using contrast, using time sequence. There are many devices to structure their writing, and students need to know them before they go to exam halls. And if they don't, they will end up writing the how questions as what questions and score really poorly. Mistake 6. In answer to question 7, they don't show both similarities and differences. Question number 7 is comparison between passage 1 and passage 2. So to answer this question, what the students basically have to do is they have to keep in mind answer number 3 and answer number 6 and bring them together, and in conclusion they will show how these 2 passages are similar and how they are dissimilar. Though the question says simply compare between the two passages. So students should show in the end, first they will analyze the text of the first passage, then they will analyze the text of the second passage, and then in the concluding part they will show from their previous discussion what points of similarity they found and what points of differences they found. Mistake 7. In section B, they don't take out the content points first and then work on them. So this is a major error in section B. Section B is directed summary writing. There is no option, only one question will be there. They will give you a task which can be an article, a letter, a speech, some kind of transactional writing, and what students have to do is they have to take and 3 bullet points will be there to guide students to find relevant content points. So what students need to do is get back to the passage, find out the relevant points, take them out in note form, and then close the booklet where the passages are. Don't look at them anymore, and write from the content point list. Plan them, organize them there, and then write the answer. This is because one of the key assessment objective of this question is use your own language as far as possible. They categorically say it. They say as direct copying will be penalized. So when students don't take the points out and write from there, when they write directly from the passage, even stronger students, they might get the content points right, but unknowingly they will be copying chunk of the text, and it might read good, but examiners immediately find out, oh, this is not his language, he's borrowing from the text. Maybe not specifically those words that are in the point, but while the student is fleshing it out, elaborating it, the student's peripheral vision is picking words and expressions from the given passages. So students should not look at the original text when they write section B, directed summary writing answer. Mistake 8. They don't write in own language, which is a major assessment objective. I've already discussed it, so I think it's very clear to you. Section B, 30 marks. You cannot underperform there. Underperforming in a 30-mark questions means you might just lose 2 grades. An A-graded student who wrote section B poorly can get a D grade even. Alright. Mistake number 9. In section C, they don't choose the right topic to write on. Section C is the only section where students have choice. There will be 3 topics. Usually the topics are descriptive, narrative, and argumentative. Now, what some students do, they immediately like or dislike a topic. They don't consider the topic for some time, they don't think over it. They might like, for example, a boy loves football, and he is asked or she's asked to write an exciting match of football, and the student starts writing, and he finds out after 150 words or 200 words he has finished the whole match, he doesn't have anything else to say. That is dangerous, because again you are dealing with a question that has 30% of the marks. A badly written essay can take an A grader to a D grade, if not D, C for sure. So what should you do? How would you choose smartly? First, consider all 3 topics and find out which topic you know most about. You are there not to have fun. You are there to get marks. You have to convince your reader, an examiner, very experienced, who reads hundreds of student essays, that you know what you are talking about. You can organize it well. You can start it well. You can flesh it out in the body well, and you can conclude it well. So you should choose the topic that you know most about, not the one that you like apparently. Mistake 10. They don't plan their essay. Essay and section B must be planned. In section B, you have the content points taken out and you can plan there. But section C is creative writing. So what you should do is, you can plan in different ways, but you must plan your 400-word essay. You must find out how you should start, what body paragraphs you are going to put in, and how will you conclude. And then when you have that, when you write the essay, you write faster. In fact, those who plan essays write faster than those who don't plan. And when you have the plan in mind, while writing you can focus more on how well you write, how good vocabulary or expressions you can put in, because you don't have to worry what you are going to write. But those who didn't plan, they are multitasking. They have to find out the idea and they have to also find out the expressions. So they cannot compete with students who already have a plan and they are writing according to the plan. And those who have a plan, they never get stuck in the middle of the essay because they know what they are going to write throughout their essay. So those are my 10 points, 10 mistakes that students make. And the bonus point, they don't revise what they write. This is so crucial. In exam situation, when you are writing, you make a lot of mistakes that you didn't plan to make, unforced errors. And sometimes even you make errors, when you come back and read, you can change. And revision always saves some very important marks. In English, I have seen a lot of times a student missing a good grade for just 1 mark. Just 1 mark. So revise whatever you write, especially your longer answers, your essay, your section B. Just read once. Does it sound good? Does it read well? Is it logical? Best of luck with your English language B. Bye.